Hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to explain episode 5 of the new Thai BL series, Peach Lover. Please support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. The story continues. In Phetchaburi, there was a little boy named Pong who was being scolded by his mother because his body was dirty. She asked what Pong had been playing. Pong also knew that his father did not like such things. Why was Pong not obedient? One of the guards who escorted Po introduced him to Mrs. Prao. She was his boss's wife. Mrs. Prao told her son to greet his older brother. Mrs. Prao asked how Po was doing. Po said he was doing fine. Not knowing anything, Mrs. Prao asked about Po's mother. Po answered that his mother had passed away a long time ago. Hearing that, Mrs. Prao expressed her condolences. After that, Mrs. Prao excused herself to call her husband. Po smiled when he saw the closeness between Mrs. Prao and Pong. He then remembered when his mother was painting. Po approached her. He wanted to be taught how to paint. His mother allowed him and began teaching him. Po muttered that his mother once said that if one day Po felt lonely, he could go paint. Paint whatever he wanted to see. And since that time, Po never stopped painting. It was the only way that made Po become himself. Not his father's shadow. And not anyone else's shadow. Po said that until today, he still draws. Po's father arrived. He asked about his son's condition. Coldly, Po replied that he was fine. His father tried to be friendly with him, even offering to eat together. But what Po heard was that his father was sick. His father said he did not know what sins he had committed to suffer such a serious illness. Po smiled hearing that. He asked whether his father did not remember because he had done too many bad things. His father tried to stay calm in front of Po, who looked upset. Hearing Pong ask his mother to prepare food for his older brother. His father disliked that Pong was too attached to his mother. He was already grown. Po tried to be gentle toward Pong. His father got angry again at Mrs. Prao for spoiling Pong too much. Mrs. Prao apologized. Po then asked about his father's other children. His father did not want to answer and instead told Mrs. Prao to prepare him a drink. His wife reminded him that the doctor said alcohol was not good for his health. But he shouted at her to be quiet. When Po asked Mrs. Prao about her surname, his father asked why. Pong answered that his mother's surname was Jiramedirat. After knowing that, Po reminded Mrs. Prao that she was not a hopeless person. She should not endure his father's pressure anymore. She should immediately take Pong away and live a better life. His father got angry and said Po had gone too far. But for Po, he had not. The one who had gone too far was his father. He had never even thought of apologizing to Po, even though it was clear that he had once driven Po and his mother out like pigs and dogs. His father reminded him that it was because they were bad luck. If they stayed with him, his life would worsen. Po asked then why his father told him to come back. What was his cunning plan? Stop pretending to be a good father. His father did not even know what food Po liked. Harshly, his father replied that he also did not want to be his father. If it were not because he needed Po's help, he would have already forgotten him. Po asked what his father wanted. His father wanted his eldest son to become a monk in his place. Po asked why it had to be him. His father explained that a feng shui master said that if he wanted his illness to heal, he had to let his eldest son become a monk and make merit on his behalf. Po said he did not want to. His father offered 20 million baht. Po still refused, no matter how much was offered. Besides, what debt did Po owe him? What his father had done to him and his mother was also because of a feng shui master. His father had taken everything from Po. He was the reason his mother became depressed and took her own life. Even her will was filled with his father's name. His father did not even attend her funeral. Hearing his son's rant, his father ignored it and instead asked again how much payment Po needed. In anger, Po intended to attack his father. The guards prepared to raise their weapons. Mrs. Prao reminded Po not to act like that, because it was a sin, and not good for himself. Po listened to her. He then reminded his father that he would get nothing from him. The only thing he would receive was lifelong humiliation. His father then left. Po cried. He received a call from Sassum. Sassum asked if Po felt better. In a low voice, Po said his father was too cruel to him. And still the same as before. Hearing that, Sassum told Po to stay calm. He asked if Po was still at his father's house. Po said yes, but he would drive back to Bangkok that very day. Sassum suggested that Po find accommodation first, because it would be dangerous to drive back immediately. But Po said he could manage and would return to Bangkok soon. He then ended the call. Po recorded himself. He did not know whether he had a hard heart or a soft heart. Today he stood before his father, the person who hurt him and his mother the most. He even thought his father would apologize. But instead, his father was still the same. A man who only saw Po as a tool, money, and status. Even the so-called debt of gratitude was just his excuse. Po swore that from now on, he would not let anyone hurt him again. Even someone who called himself his father. But Po still wondered where that hatred would lead him, and whether in the end he would lose something again. The narrator said that although a juicy and sweet peach could symbolize happiness, sweetness, and satisfaction in a relationship, if a peach becomes too ripe, it no longer tastes good. Sometimes it even rots quietly, without them realizing it. Just like a relationship that looks beautiful, it may also be filled with a little pain that gnaws at the heart. The sweetness that once existed slowly turns into bitterness and pain, until one day what we thought was love becomes something hard to accept. Po returned home and saw Sassum already there. Seeing Sassum's worry, Po asked why he was there. Flashback to when Sassum was in Singapore. In asked what happened. Panicked, Sassum said he had to return to Thailand immediately. In checked the flight schedule. Because time was tight, Sassum asked In to find him a private jet, and make sure he arrived within 20 minutes. He did not want any excuses. He did not want to discuss it. He only wanted to know how Po was. Po immediately hugged Sassum tightly. Sassum apologized because Po had to experience something bad. He should not have suggested Po go meet his father. Po said it was his own decision. It had nothing to do with Sassum. Instead, Sassum was the kindest person to him. Sassum only wanted to help, but did not know how. Po said Sassum had helped him a lot. Even just being willing to record a video together already helped him. Sassum moved closer and they kissed. Sassum began kissing Po. Po muttered that the warmth Sassum gave made him forget everything, even the wound he had just received, leaving only one fact, that Po only wanted Sassum. Only Sassum alone. Seeing Po sad and crying, Sassum told him not to cry anymore. Po looked at Sassum and asked whether he could make him a little happy. For Po, every time Sassum was inside him, he felt very happy. Sassum asked if he was sure. Po nodded. They kissed again, and this time they did not stop at just kissing. Sassum comforted Po in his own way. Seeing Po fall asleep, Sassum asked if he would sleep right away. Po thanked him. Sassum said it was all right. Seeing Po this sad, Sassum did not want to work. He apologized for not being there earlier. For Po, it did not matter anymore. What mattered was that Sassum was with him now. Po did not even know how to thank him. Sassum smiled and kissed Po's forehead. He hugged him and prepared to sleep. But Po began teasing Sassum instead. Po's hands started touching Sassum's sensitive part. Sassum warned him, but Po did not listen, and acted further. Sassum stopped him and told him to sleep. The next day, Po told Sassum to get ready because he still had to go to Singapore. Sassum replied that he still had plenty of time. Seeing Po keep urging him, Sassum told Po not to break his orders. He just wanted to be Po's assistant. He asked what he could help with. Instead, Po asked why Sassum rushed back from Singapore, and why he was willing to do all that. Sassum explained he had to, because he was very worried about Po. Hearing that, Po did not want Sassum to go anywhere. Sassum only wanted Po to obey him, and he would protect Po. Blushing, Po said Sassum protected him better than a boyfriend. Sassum said he did not just want to be a boyfriend. More embarrassed, Po asked what he meant. But Sassum changed the topic. Po got annoyed and hit him playfully. Seeing that, Sassum felt Po was no longer sad. He asked if Po wanted to go out or find something to eat. Po said he wanted to cook at home. He was too lazy to go out. Po planned to make spicy soup and offer it to his mother the next day. Sassum had heard of it but never tried it, and agreed to cook together. Sassum called in, and told him to buy the ingredients Po needed. When Po handed over a bag with Sassum's image on it, Sassum asked if Po was his fan. He teased that he would sign the bag. Po refused and told him to hurry up and leave, because Sassum kept teasing him. Po attacked him playfully. The food was ready. Po asked Sassum to help pour the soup and cut the ingredients he pointed at. Sassum agreed. Po asked whether Sassum liked cooking. Sassum said he preferred helping. When he was little, he liked helping his nanny, the one who took care of him and his older sibling. Seeing how skilled Po was at cooking, Sassum was amazed, because he did not understand anything. Po said he learned from his grandmother. Po fed Sassum. Sassum asked whether eating food prepared as an offering was not wrong. Po said he divided it into a separate pot, and that one was specifically for Sassum. Smelling the soup, Sassum said it matched its name. After tasting it, he praised it, and even said he wanted to marry the spicy soup, so he could eat it every day. Po said why marry the soup? He could cook it every day. If so, Sassum would just marry the person who cooked it. Sassum kissed Po's hand. Po blushed again. They moved closer and kissed as usual. Sassum found Po adorable. Meanwhile at the cafe, Min was cleaning the shop. In came, and Min asked why he came so late, since the shop was already closed. In said he wanted to see whether Min was tired. He said he was not good at chasing someone, but he felt better when he was with Min. Min smiled and said In was sincere and attractive. In touched Min's head gently. Min then gave him a drink to help him sleep better. In drank it and said he never expected to like a man, but specifically for Min, he could not hold himself back. Min said In did not have to hold back, because he felt the same. They looked at each other and kissed. Po was seen waiting. Sassum brought him water and gave him medicine. Sassum was very attentive. Po loved Sassum's attention. In fact, he liked everything about him. Sassum told Po to sleep, because he had to wake up early. But Po did not want to sleep yet. Shyly, he began teasing Sassum again. Sassum shook his head in refusal. Po asked whether Sassum was no longer capable. If so, he would help him. Sassum smiled and told Po not to tease him. The next day, Po received a call from Min. He asked Po to check the message he had sent. Po read it, and began reading shocking news. That was the explanation of Peach Lover episode 5. See you again in the next episode.